your promised Messiah. Angels, let your song begin. Here comes heaven. Christ is born in Bethlehem. Here comes heaven. Sinner, wait no more. Love has broken the silence. Come, let us adore. The Savior is with us. Angels, let your song begin. Here comes heaven. Christ is born in Bethlehem. Here comes heaven. Here comes heaven. Now behold his glory, glory in the highest. All the earth rejoice, for Christ is born. Now behold his glory, glory in the highest. All the earth rejoice, for Christ is born. Over all who mourn breaks the dawn of salvation. Darkness reigns no more, for Jesus is greater. He is greater. Angels, let your song begin. Here comes heaven. Christ is born in Bethlehem.
wise men, I would travel far. And if I were a shepherd, I would do my part. But poor as I am, well, I will give to him my heart, and he shall reign forevermore, forevermore. He shall reign forevermore, forevermore. Unto us a child is born, King of kings and Lord of lords. He shall reign forevermore, forevermore. Here within a manger lies the one who made the starry skies. This baby born for sacrifice, Christ the Messiah. Into our hopes, into our fears, the Savior of the world appears. The promise of eternal years, Christ the Messiah. And he shall reign forevermore, forevermore. 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 Unto us a child is born, King of kings and Lord of lords. He shall reign forevermore, forevermore. He shall reign. He shall reign. You do reign.
Night of wonder, still and silent, heaven's brilliance from above. Light of glory, pierce the darkness, mercy pierced my heart with love. And this is Jesus, King of glory, here to rescue from the fall. Son of God who comes to save us, Prince of peace and Lord of all. Oh, the mystery, who could fathom God would leave his holy throne for a manger, for a sinner, for us all to be his home. Well, this is Jesus, King of glory, here to rescue from the fall. Son of God who comes to save us, Prince of peace and Lord of all. Rejoice, he is with us. Rejoice, hope is here. Rejoice, hope is with us. Rejoice, hope is here. Rejoice, he is with us. Rejoice, hope is here. Rejoice, he is with us. Rejoice, hope is here. This is Jesus, King of glory, here to rescue from the for these feet so quick to flee. God is here and love is reaching for the lost and least of these.
Isaiah 9, 2-7. The people walking in the darkness have seen a great light. Those living in the land of the shadow of death, a light has dawned.
You have enlarged the nation and increased their joy. They rejoice before you as people rejoice at the harvest, as men rejoice when dividing the plunder.
For as in a day of Midian's defeat, you've shattered the yoke that burdens them, like the bar across their shoulders, the rod of their oppressor.
Every warrior's boot used in battle, and every garment rolled in blood, will be destined for burning, will be fuel for the fire.
For unto us a child is born, to us a son is given.
And the government will be on his shoulders.
And he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God,
Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
I love a good epic. You know what I'm talking about, right? One of those grand, heroic stories that capture our attention. Maybe there's a point when you're watching or reading it and you aren't sure if your hero will make it, but then the tides shift and our hero comes out on top. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, 20 films leading up to and climaxing in Avengers Endgame. And of course, I love all of the historical epics as well. I think all humans, we have this longing for the good versus evil story, for the heroes to win and save the day. And in Isaiah chapter 9, we see a prophecy written down around 6th century BC about this coming Savior, a Messiah, a hero for all mankind, where once in darkness, people will get to see the light. Joy will be increased. A great ruler will carry the government on his shoulders. A mighty God, a Prince of Peace? Wait, who is coming to save this world? You see, the expectation was for a mighty warrior, a powerful ruler, at least a skilled politician. But God had other plans in place. Rather than coming in with swords swinging, the Savior came as a child. For unto us a child is born. Humility, weak, feeble, dependent, helpless. These are words I think of when I think of a newborn baby, but this mighty God and this wonderful counselor came as a child. The birth of Jesus, Savior of the world, flipped the idea of kingdom upside down. You see, a new kingdom has come. Rather than one of war and conquest, it's one of hope and of peace and of love. Jesus ushered in this new way of thinking, of living, of leading. In Matthew 28, Jesus says that all authority in heaven and earth was his. That's power, but he used it differently. In our world, people with power use it in many different ways, don't they? I mean, power has been used to help and free entire people groups, nations, and races, but it's also been used to harm and to oppress. Power has been used for peace and for war. It's been used to create and to tear down. You see, humans, we've used power for both good and bad in many different ways, but Jesus, the humble servant who came as Savior of the world to usher in this new way of thinking, a new kind of kingdom, he used his power, ultimate power and authority, to bring hope. He showed honor to all. He fought without war against corrupt systems. He brought good news to the oppressed and outcasts. He used power perfectly. He's overturning our expectations. He's showing us a new kind of kingdom. You see, God has ordered this world in such a way that weakness is power, right? Where a child defeats all evil. It's an unlikely, improbable, incredibly epic story. But the difference is this one was real. When everything else in this world fails, when all our best plans are found wanting, when we reach the very end of what we can do, unto us a child is born. There's a baby in a manger to set all things right again. We like to think we're strong and mighty and capable on our own, but it turns out God doesn't need us at all. We need him. And in this child we have him, the baby born in a manger 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ, our Savior.
In a land far away, time stood still long ago. There were shepherds in fields, or at least this is how the story goes. The story goes. Woman with child and an inn with no room, born in a manger, foretelling a tomb. This is how the story goes. But it's more than a fable, and it's more than a fairy tale, and more than my mind can conceive. I believe the wise men saw the baby boy the angels called the Son of God, heaven's child, the great I am, born to take away my sins through nail-pierced hands. Emmanuel has come, and I believe. Still the story lives on. God's gift to us, sent to earth, wrapped in flesh, His only Son, His only Son. And the heartbeat of heaven confounded our wisdom, but it's still the simple truth that sets me free. I believe the wise men